Dear Connor, happy birthday to you. Yay!
I hope.
What up? It's Friday. So, we made it through another week, guys. That's a success all on its own. I got my cardio in this morning, got my sauna in this morning. I'm feeling fucking pumped. I feel great. I should have shaved because I'm looking kind of rough face. Hair's kind of on point, though. Anyway, so, today, March 1st, we're going to talk about a little thing I love to call the timeline. So we've talked about change, we've talked about the adjustment part, we've talked about adapting. Now we need to talk about timelines. Timelines, these things are really seriously important to your well-being, to the longevity of your career, your relationship goals, your personal goals. I don't really care. You can throw this literally at everything. You have to have timelines. You have to give yourself milestone deadlines to meet. And the reason why is because you have to be on top of making sure that your success rate or your goal is being obtained in some tangible way. Because if you only look at the big numbers, they're going to deter you, and they're going to make you feel like you're not getting where you want to go or where you should be going. So it's super important right now to figure out timelines. The biggest reason why, though, isn't even just so you got the milestones. One of the other biggest reasons why you got to have timelines is because you got to feel like you're accomplishing something. Too easily we get deterred from things, right? We find ourselves, whether it's losing weight, whether it's finding that job that we feel like gets us where we want to go or whatever, we find ourselves in a place where we don't see the progress, and because we don't see the progress, we feel like it's never going to happen. And sometimes the progress isn't necessarily what you want to see, right? So I'm going to use weight loss because that's like the easiest example I could think of to give, so you get this concept of timelines, right? So say, for instance, you want to lose 50 pounds. If you want to drop 50 pounds, you can drop 50 pounds, and that can be your overall goal. Then you got to apply a timeline to it. So you want to lose 50 pounds, say in 6 months. If you're going to lose 50 pounds in 6 months, and you need to lose X amount of pounds per week. Make it to where you have, of course, your half point. You know, that's where you've lost 25 of the 50, and you're working your way. But then you have to have small monetary goals. So say your goal is to lose 2 pounds a week. Then you need to be able to see that you're losing 4 pounds every 2 weeks. Don't weigh yourself every week, because if you weigh in every week, you'll wind up deterring yourself. Because I'll tell you, especially when it comes to like small weight goals get stupid. But anyway, this is not about the actual goal in of itself. It's just to give you an example of the timelines that you need to have in place. So then you check it every 2 weeks. You find out you are losing, the 4 pounds every 2 weeks. And so every 2 weeks you get a confidence booster. Like, hey, I'm on track. I'm on my shit. I'm getting to where I need to go in these timeline, in the timeline that I have set for my goal. It's the same way it's got to be about everything else. You have to have a timeline associated with it. You got to have these milestones, and you got to make sure that you are seeing progress, because progress is what makes you feel like you're accomplishing. It's what drives you. It's what pulls you to go further and to do better, because you're like, ooh, I see progress. And generally, progress is like a snowball. It builds and it gains in size and weight the more you go. So the more weight you lose, the better you're going to feel about the progress you're making with your goal. The more you feel good about your progress, the better you're going to do at it. That's why it's super important to have these things in place, because like if you don't know and you're not paying attention to like milestones and like these end markers that make you feel like you're getting somewhere, you'll wind up stalling out and then reverting back. Like you'll be like, I'm never going to find that job that I want because this hasn't happened yet and this hasn't happened yet, even though you've gotten interviews and maybe you just weren't a fit. But those interviews, because you're not looking at them like checkers, you're looking at them more like just, failure points, it's only going to push you down. From my own experience, people are more successful when they find themselves in a place where they're seeing progress and they're happy about the progress. Yeah, I know some things are not measurable, right? Some things you can't put a timeline on it. You can't, necessarily say, this is what I'm accomplishing, these are milestones. Like some things you just can't do that with. Some things are decision-based milestone, or decision-based goals that you can't put a timeline on. And that's okay, but you gotta find a way to give yourself the reinforcement that you're getting somewhere. And if you're not, you need to recognize that. Because if you recognize, hey, I'm not moving, I'm not going anywhere, I haven't hit this milestone yet, I haven't hit that milestone yet, I haven't accomplished this or that or whatever, then that means you need to adjust. Like we talked about in the last video, you have to adjust. Make effort to figure out your own manual, which, no one just gets to be able to hand to you. That's what this is about, though. This is about your own personal growth and your own personal success. And the only way you're ever going to get there is by setting in timelines, setting in milestones, and making sure you're tracking your progress and reaffirming yourself that you're making the right moves, that you're doing the right things, so you have the confidence to walk in it. Because one of the biggest problems we have is walking in what we want to do. People talk about, I want to lose weight. Okay, you lose weight. But you got to walk in that, man. You can't just say you want to lose weight and then slam down a burrito. Like, you can't say I want to lose weight and then go to Dunkin' Donuts. You can't do that. You can't say you want to be successful, but be cool and calm and collected sitting in a dead-end job. You cannot tell me you want to find the person of your dreams when the person of your dreams is obviously not going to be at the bar. Like you gotta track these things and see where you're going, and then evaluate and figure out, hey, am I making it? I'm making it. That's awesome. And just keep progression. You gotta love the progress of your situation. It's kind of like what I always say, love the process. I say love the process because the process is what gets you the progress. Those are like the two biggest P's that you can ever have in your life. Progress and process. Because without one, the other one suffers, always. So, that's really it. That's all I've got this morning. I'm about to pull into work and go get my Friday on. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I'll see you back on here on Wednesday. I'm out of here. Enjoy the sun, man, if you're in Ohio, by the way, because I heard that there's a snowstorm coming on Sunday. Bipolar Ohio. Yeah. I'm out.